Never fear of missing out by clicking that subscribe button and becoming another member of the Babylonian family. What's going on, Babylonians? My name is Songs of Rays and I'm back with another video to bring to you, and today it's not necessarily a build video, but it could potentially change your mind as to how you run your Technomancer to be able to benefit the whole team, especially as an organised group, and that is we're going to look at Fixing Wave. And Fixing Wave is kind of known as the most pointless skill that's out there, because who needs a health boost when everyone has got innate kind of healing abilities, but depending on, obviously, as long as you meet the criteria. Well, what if I told you there was a way to take that and it would increase your damage quite a bit? And we're talking probably easily 300 to 400k in terms of crits and all that kind of side of things. And this is genuinely such a huge power boost. So how I've kind of done this is I've took my normal Technomancer and I'm able to, as a single target DPS, so this is probably better for Eye of the Storm rather than normal expeditions, but through that I'm able to hit for a lot harder than I normally would do, and that's through healing. And it's kind of crazy to think, but I've done a little bit of testing behind this. I wanted to see how far we could really push this, and yeah, these are pretty much going to be the findings, so let's get into it. So let's start with how we set this up. Well, you need a Technomancer on your team. They could be geared for anything. They could be geared as the chill build. They could be set up for anomaly power explosions or minigun. They could be set up for top tree firepower. Does not matter as long as they have a free skill slot. Now, what we need that for is obviously Fixing Wave. And Fixing Wave, just purely as a description by itself, just gives you 66% of your health to you and nearby allies, but also it gives you health regardless of distance to all your turrets. Now, the turrets kind of side of things is very negligible. Most of the times when you go for a turret build, you're just going to be chucking new ones out, so there's literally no reason to basically fix them up and heal them out. So why are we using that? Well, there is a tier 1 mod called Fixer Upper, which provides every time when you've activated it, it provides a 5% health regen boost to you and allies for 8 seconds. And okay, we're healing for more. We could potentially heal for up to 100% of our health over a certain amount of time, which is great, but we're looking past that. We're looking to try and find a way to be able to make this benefit the squad, rather than just, oh, well, I'm just playing the medic today. So when you combine that with the tier 2 mod called the Cycle, it increases your weapon damage by a flat percentage depending on the health regen that you have. So when you go for the Fixer Upper mod, it gives you 5% for the next 8 seconds. So for those 8 seconds, you're getting a nice damage boost. Now, what's amazing about this is the fact that it's not 5%. You're not just getting a flat 5% damage to your weapon bonus. Instead, how it works is every single percent that you've got, it gives you 10% weapon damage bonus. So all of a sudden, you've activated your Fixer Upper healing skill. You've now got 50% extra weapon damage bonus for the next 8 seconds, and then obviously it will cool down. You'll lose that damage bonus, and then after when the cooldowns come back, you can then activate it again for another 8 seconds of nice burst DPS. So that is huge. 50% damage just purely based on, well, we are kind of using 2 mods, I suppose, but just one mod is providing you a 50% weapon damage bonus, which is huge. This kind of gets even crazier when you think, when you see the testing that's in the background, because I tested it with Danwaz. So one activation of this gives you 50% weapon damage, which is awesome. I mean, that's as you can see there, that's a nice 50%. We waited till it cooled down again. I then got Dan to activate the same thing as well as myself, and all of a sudden we're now looking at 100%. And that's with 2 mods across 2 characters, you're now seeing a combination of 100% weapon damage, which goes even further if you add in another Technomancer with the exact same skill, and you're now talking of 150% weapon damage bonus if you combine this together, and that is insane. That is, if I was able to put that on my Instagib build, and my crits would be off the charts. That's how dangerous this could be. It could potentially even take down a behemoth in one shot, and I just need to convince Benzo to be able to get on, I need to convince Danwise to be able to get on, and I need us to all go into a CT-15, and I need to take that first shot, and I genuinely believe we can hit for some ridiculous figures. But it's not just Technomancers that benefit from this. Don't get me wrong, this is awesome. It counteracts Dark Sacrifice. You're getting your 75% weapon damage bonus on your Dark Sacrifice. You're now getting 100 to 150%, depends on how many Technomancer teammates you've got. They're also running the same thing. You're going to be hitting for big numbers, which is great. But it's not just for the Technomancer. Now, the only other class that I would recommend putting this on, even though you can get away with any class, but obviously it's better as a firepower, I would recommend to go on the firepower Devastator. Now, the reason behind this is because the Devastator has a skill tree ability to be able to get just standard health regen. And you get a standard 1% health regen, and there's 3 nodes that allow that, so you get a standard 30% weapon damage bonus just across the board just for having the mod on, and that just stays there and just sticks with you, and you never lose that bonus, which is awesome. But also inside the class tree, you have another node that goes off of that also gives you basically what the cycle surprise, and it also gives you another 30% just for having those 3 mods equipped as well. So what if we took the Devastator, we had that 3% standard health regen, we had the cycle on top of it as well? What numbers could we expect? So the Devastator has that in its class tree, like I've already mentioned, but it also has different ways to be able to increase health regen. This goes through mods for your abilities. These also come with your actual abilities themselves, and you can get some nice stats kind of going for this. So when it comes to a Devastator, you've got Tremor. And Tremor by itself doesn't provide the bonus that you need, but it does have a mod that allows you to be able to get health regen on top of it, just by activating it. On top of that, you've also got Impale. So when you actually impale an enemy, when you finish, which is the killing blow with the Impale skill, it provides health regen and bonus armor to enemies, to allies that are nearby. So you can stand in that pool, and yeah, obviously we're activating Fixing Wave as well. So we've gone from a 30% weapon damage bonus just for having this mod, having the cycle equipped, which is awesome. We've gone for, what I did find was a bit strange was the fact that if the Technomancer activated Healing Wave on this, only got a 23% damage bonus. Not too sure what that's all about, but hey ho, maybe it's just a relative to how much health I've got. So it went from 30% up to 53%. Combine that with Blood Potion, because you're getting a critical shot on a bleeding elite, and then also combining that with Tremor and including that with Impale on an enemy that's actually been impaled, I was able to get 116% weapon damage bonus on a firepower Devastator. Now you can see the stats in the background that the firepower was already at 671k. Now I understand that obviously you can get that much higher as a Devastator. This was purely geared towards trying to get as much health regen as possible so that we can then do the cycle. And yeah, these are some big numbers that you can do, and the fact that this can affect a whole squad is just insane. On top of that, we also tested the range on this, because when it comes to Fixing Wave only happens where it gives you the initial health bonus for allies that are close by, so it kind of requires the Technomancer to be stood nearby. But the Fixer Upper mod seems to have unlimited range, from what I can tell. Or either that, or it just has such a big range that it's just really hard just to kind of test this. But whenever it was activated, I was able to, from the spawn room, I was able to be hit with the extra health regen. I was able to get the weapon damage bonus, and I mean that makes it even better for the fact that you could do either storm. You could have 3 Technomancers all stood on their own separate plates, and you don't even have to be stood nearby each other. You can just all drop Fixing Wave, and you just all get a nice DPS boost. And you can just either alternate it and just move it around in a circle, and that way everyone has a cooldown of it, and then everyone gets a 50% damage bonus. Or you could all drop it at the exact same time, and then all of a sudden you've got 150% weapon damage bonus, just to be able to take out those elites that are troubling you on those plates. So what is my recommendation for this skill? Is it going to be meta? Is it going to be taking the Technomancer storm area by storm? And it's not, just purely for the fact that you don't have the bonus up all the time. It does feel like a waste of a mod sometimes, that you could quite happily have something like Crit Stack. You could have Sharp Eye, things like that, which constantly boost up your firepower, and all you have to do is just get kills, which you're going to be doing anyway. You don't have to worry about a skill, you don't have to worry about a cooldown. It does feel like you're putting a lot into the skill just to be able to get, granted it is a nice damage bonus, but Obviously, there's other things you can do that just benefits that are constantly on. Now, when it comes to a Devastator, I do genuinely believe that is going to be a key mod, that the cycle is a key mod just to be able to increase your weapon damage just as standard. Like I said, a 30% damage bonus by itself is awesome. Inside your class tree, you can also get another 30% just for having the same nodes equipped. It all racks up, and that's the only way that I feel like a Firepower Devastator can actually keep up and compete. So I would highly recommend using the cycle on a Devastator. I wouldn't necessarily use it on a Technomancer, but that being said, I'm planning to get together, and I will try and get some kind of video together of 3 Technomancers running it, and see if we can outspeed and outpace a debuff Pyro, and then I will put it against a debuff Pyro as well, and then we'll see what's the nice balance. Is it a case of 1 debuff Pyro, 2 Firepower Technomancers running it? Is it a case of 1 Technomancer with 2 debuff Pyros, etc, etc. We're going to find the right formula, we're going to find the quickest way to be able to do an Eye of the Storm, and this potentially could help out with speedruns as well in the future. So I highly recommend that you give it a go, I highly recommend that you pick it up, and just don't knock Fixing Wave. It actually has a use in this game. Granted, it takes a mod to be able to get there, but I mean, at the end of the day, 50% just from activating your own skill, when that's without coordination, and all of a sudden you can get 150, I wouldn't be turning my nose up at it. It's going to be the video for today. I hope you actually take this out there and just give it a play about, give it a test, see if you can get a couple of your friends together to be able to give this Technomancer a go. I genuinely feel like it could be a lot of fun. I think you would have to swap out Cold Snap though to be able to make this work, because the Blighted Turret giving you the 40% extra damage bonus is huge. The Blighted Rounds is an essential when it comes to firepower, and then obviously Cold Snap usually helps you deal with like as a panic button, or helping you take out like large groups of enemies, but Fixing Wave would also give you the health that you need to be able to escape that situation if you're starting to run a bit low. Also gives you a little bit of health regen over the time as well, so it's not just purely the fact that you get an extra weapon damage, you are actually being able to heal, and it will outpace that of the Fatal Symbiont and the Dark Sacrifice that you actually will be putting on your Burst AR. So pick it up, give it a go, run through Eye of the Storm. I genuinely feel like this will actually be an amazing way to be able to get your way through that. So keep your eyes peeled. We'll bring some more videos for you comparing Technomancer against Pyro. And yeah, that's about it. So I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, drop us a like, drop us a subscribe. We've hit over the 1,000 views, but the 200 sub giveaway is still in effect up until Monday the 26th of July 2021. So if you haven't already, drop a subscribe, drop a comment. That's how you get yourself entered, and there are gift cards that can be won. So, and we will be doing a video just to be able to show how we've done the process, so you know it's not fixed. So as always, keep yourself safe, keep yourself well, and I'll see you all on that next video.